Prepare yourself.
Oh, this is the Ninja Troll Digicast.
Hello again and welcome to the Cathedral of Wisdom for the Ninja Troll Digicast. The weather outside may be frightful, but the Ninja Troll is so delightful.
Oh, that's
Isn't that
so
nice?
sweet,
It's a nice holiday message. And we hate snow, so if it's coming, I'm just going to huddle into the house.
What do you mean? When snow comes, we
it's
stay
true.
home.
Yeah,
I love that.
that's not a problem. I don't like driving in it, which now, for a long time, I worked at a TV station. It don't matter if it's snowing or not, you're coming in.
That's right. You got to get there to tell people they're not driving.
Exactly. Yeah. So now I'm in a job where that if it snows, we go home. So that's not cool. Let it snow.
Yeah.
There we go. So anyway, my name is Tim Dixon. I am joined with Mike Worth.
Hello, I'm Mike Worth.
You are Mike Worth.
And I'm joined by Timmy Dixon here for the Ninja Troll Digicast.
We apologize for this. We haven't done this in a while. Unfortunately have.
We're doing fine.
We
Stop
have
apologizing.
We have missed several days. We've missed
weeks.
Several weeks, and for that we apologize. Real life impinges on our ability to do the Ninja Troll occasionally. Unfortunately, it's just been a run of bad luck the last couple of weeks. But
all right, let's talk about the show.
in the new year,
you're just pooping in the punch.
I'm not pooping into punch. I'm see. You said it. You give them the bad, and then you give them the good, and lift them up. See, that's what I'm doing here.
Let's just give them good.
Well, they're listening to the show, so they're already getting the bad.
All right, my turn. Welcome, Ninja Troll Nation. Look, I'm going to amp it up. Welcome, Ninja Troll Nation. Here we go.
I'm old school DJ.
Yeah. I am Mr. Magic Mike here on the Saturday mornings. Yeah, all right. So here we go. Not that old school. On this episode of the Ninja Troll Digicast, Ninja Troll Nation, we've got some incredible movie and TV news. Well, not so much incredible stuff, but we're getting ready for our new DC movies coming out with some cool news there. We are, really we should start with the best and biggest thing. We are going to be doing a recap of the mid-season finales and the amazing crossover invasion story versus Heroes, Aliens versus Heroes that we saw in the C-Dub. Mm-hmm. We're also going to look a little bit about what went on in the actual comic book. I did a little research so we can do a compare and contrast. That'll be cool.
Yep.
And then in our comic rack, we're going to have DC's first big post-Rebirth crossover event that's going to hit stands next week, and you're going to tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be pretty good.
I actually need to read Rebirth, so I'll be excited.
Oh, yeah. Well, which part? See, that's the thing.
Well, like just
Rebirth is a very big banner now.
Well, I'm talking about the
just the
Rebirth,
one shot.
Sort of the initial issues. I think that sort of defined everything. And I know there's how many comics have come out? 500 comics with the Rebirth.
Yeah, everything has the Rebirth tag on it now. So
totally.
But yeah, the DC Universe Rebirth was the one shot that really kicked everything off.
And that's where we got the whole Dr. Manhattan deal, which was great to bring over that Vertigo world. So fantastico. But let's jump into some tidbits. So this is a very controversial issue in Timmy's mind.
Hey.
But other people think as well. So a couple of weeks back, or probably a couple months back now, Wonder Woman was deemed the sort of official character of the UN, right? Sort of
it's an ambassador.
Right.
For female empowerment, I think was the official term.
Okay. All right. So just speaking from a place of pure logic, yeah, Wonder Woman's not the best example for that, right? She's fictional, number one. Why don't we get somebody real? This is the UN, right? This isn't like, Wilshire Middle School here. Like, let's get somebody real. But what's happened now is that she's out, right? Enough people protested against the voice of logic there, that she's not fit for that role, right? I would agree.
Exactly.
I love Wonder Woman, but I would agree.
I do agree with that. That when you say, and you make a good point that I didn't even think about, okay, there's plenty of women that could be
real women
that could be put in that spot of to encourage female empowerment. And the protesters were making very good points. Right. She's beautiful. She's always depicted as being very
most
beautiful.
People are not.
And large-breasted and very skimpy outfits.
Right.
And so Okay.
And a goddess.
And covered in the American flag.
Totally.
So we're talking about the UN here. Right. So they make very good points. I will give them that. So, but my thing is the issue of, okay, they protested and they backed off and removed her as this goodwill ambassador. But now other people are protesting. And it's just at some point.
But is it enough, right? It's like you have to a protest isn't an isolated thing, right? It's not like one unit of protest against one unit of protest. I think the ones against were the points are
maybe
very well taken.
All protests will be created equal.
Maybe.
And it'll all be math at that point.
In the war of protest.
It'll be a quantitative thing, and we'll be able to figure it out easily.
Unless the counter-protest makes a really valid point. But I don't think they can dispute everything that the first protest said.
Yeah.
They can't be like, but she pays her taxes on time.
It's true.
It's not like...
a good citizen.
It's not,
she voted.
She voted. So. She recycles. I mean, she has plenty of redeeming qualities. We love her as a character. All right. Well, anyway, I'm glad we put that to rest. I'm glad that you got your head out of your ass. And
I never had my head in my ass. I didn't.
You were like I saw you bending over trying to get it in there, and I was like,
I didn't appoint her as an ambassador.
You look like an ambassador.
I had nothing to do with it. I am just an innocent bystander.
All right. Well, we've taken the tid out of this tidbit and made it a big bit. So let's go to the second one here. In that you found an amazing thing.
Yes.
But Arrow, right, our beloved show, got a Batman 66 sort of classic TV series intro title sequence remake, which we put up on the Facebook page.
Yep.
Which you got to check this out. Just head over to the Facebook page, check it out. I mean, if you've ever even once seen the 66 intro, it is so tight.
Yes,
and
it's dead on a recreation, an exact recreation of the open to the Batman TV show, just with Arrow villains
stuff.
And the Flash as well.
Oh right. Flash is like a Robin.
Yeah, Flash is Robin in that scenario. But yeah, they include Deathstroke and King Shark, Grodd. Everything is in there.
Zoom.
It's really, really well done. David M. Jones was the animator.
Yeah, it looked like he had a few friends work on music and the logo and everything and all that crazy stuff.
But it was really, really good work. My hat's off to that guy. It was very well done, very well put together. And Supergirl's even in it in the Batgirl portion.
That's right.
And the Wave Rider as well.
Is the car.
Instead
of the
Batmobile.
Yeah. It's sitting there floating, which is brilliant.
Yes, but it's very well done. If you go over to the Facebook page and check it out, or you could probably just Google Arrow 66 and it would come up. So,
when you had said it at first, I thought there was a series coming out, and I got really excited.
Again, that
I
would
love
be
all
awesome.
that retro stuff.
That would be great. Yeah, but no, it was very well done by that guy. It was really, really cool. So
good job, David.
David,
Merry Christmas. All right, let's do some movie and TV news.
Meanwhile, back at the Cathedral of Wisdom, it's the movie and TV news on the Ninja Troll Digicast.
All right, so first thing here in the movie news, Ben Affleck's upcoming solo Batman movie will be released in 2018 and will be called, here we go, The Batman.
I really like that.
Why is that a good title for it, Timmy?
Because that was originally what he was called. It wasn't Batman. It was The Batman.
And did it have anything to do with the cartoon series? And wasn't there
there was a cartoon series
too?
that was called The Batman. But yeah, I like the logo has the symbol that he has, the style symbol he has on his chest.
Yeah, the knife blade looking one.
And it's it just in big block letters, The Batman. And it's a simple, straightforward, much like his portrayal of Batman. He's more of just like a punch in your face, and but I like it being simply called The Batman.
Yeah, I hadn't seen this. This is cool.
Yeah, it looks really good.
It really does.
And it has the yellow piping around the logo.
Nice.
Which is now the costume now has that
in the comic.
In the comic.
Yeah.
Which at first I wasn't sure how I like that, but it's starting to grow on me a little bit. I like the look of it.
Yeah, you weren't pleased with that because it was just such a deviation. It was
I'm an angry old man. I'm
You got a big lawn. Let's just say that. Everybody
needs to get off it.
Yeah, you got a big lawn that people are on.
But no, I like the logo. It looks really good, and that is from what they're saying. Justice League is being delayed so they can start working on it already. It's supposed to start shooting in a couple months.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So how much delay is Justice League?
It's not going to be delayed very much, but they
want to get all that shooting done. It probably needs so much post production. These Batman movies. So.
Yeah. So yeah, but they're
gotta make Ben look good.
They're gonna get him in the gym to keep up with what's his name playing Gordon.
Oh, Gary Old.
No.
Who's playing
the guy
Gordon
who played J. Jonah Jameson in the Tobey Maguire movies is playing J.K. Simmons.
The guy on the State Farm commercials.
Yes, he's playing Commissioner Gordon. And a couple months ago,
Farmers, rather.
his trainer tweeted out pictures of him working out. Dude is a beast. I mean, he's in his 60s, but yet he's like working
super
out
jacked.
like crazy. Yeah, super jacked.
So this is gonna be like ex-Marine.
Basically, yeah.
Will he have a British accent?
I don't know.
I don't know J.K. Simmons to have
I've never heard. Yeah.
Have a British accent or ever.
Yeah, it's hard for me to divorce him from J. Jonah Jameson because as far as I'm concerned, he was the perfect J. Jonah Jameson.
Bring me pictures of Spider-Man.
He was
Bring
awesome.
me pictures of Spider-Man.
He was awesome as that. So
he was.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I'm sure he's hitting the gym because you think about he's doing scenes with Ben Affleck, so he's gonna.
It's got to be physical.
Yeah. So he needs to not just be like a milquetoast right next to him. So
I'll go fold the towers. It would be great if they did like where in the 66 series where Alfred would wear the suit sometimes so that Bruce could be out.
He's playing Commissioner Gordon.
Oh, he's playing
Alfred.
Gordon. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. The whole time I'm sitting here thinking
You're thinking
about
Alfred. Yes.
Why didn't you catch me on that?
I just did.
We were just at... All right. Let's actually pretend like we got a radio show here.
Well, it's all a pretend play world.
All right, well, let's talk about Aquaman.
Okay.
Because there's some news there. So the upcoming movie, they've cast Patrick Wilson as Orm, right? The brother of Arthur.
Yes.
Ocean Master.
Yes.
Right? Who's like secret evil Emperor Commodus, right?
Because he thinks the throne should be his.
Well, he's purebred, isn't he?
Yes. He's Arthur's half-brother. He's like pure Atlantean where
Arthur
is not.
A human.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope they pronounce it like that.
But then we know Patrick Wilson because he played Night Owl in The Watchmen.
Yes,
and that was like a leading role. So that was
when I googled him to find pictures to make sure it was him.
Mm-hmm.
He's nowhere near as, I guess the best way to say it is doughy as he was as Night Owl because he was kind of. He was supposed to be like the middle-aged guy who had kind of gone to seed a little bit.
That's right.
So he was a little heavier.
Right.
He's much thinner usually.
Okay. So he kind of beefed up.
He beefed up. Well, not beefed up, but he
pork bellied up.
He cheesed up.
He battered up for the.
He did some deep fried.
He did.
But yeah, he's much thinner.
But I don't know Ocean Master to be. Like he's just sort of a normal build.
Yeah,
I've never seen him super buff.
But you never know what they're gonna. I mean, if Arthur, Jason Momoa playing Arthur, it's gonna be a physical nature. He's ripped, totally
crazy.
Ripped, so
yeah,
you'd think there will be same thing as like we were just talking about with J.K. Simmons. He's doing scenes with Ben Affleck, so he feels like he needs to bulk up so that he can share the screen. It's gonna be kind of the same way.
Yeah.
So.
Well, cool. Then that'll give us this sort of inkling about what Aquaman's first story will be about. No doubt that there'll be like a very much like with Thor, the brother fight type of thing, which I think both those stories probably borrowed from each other.
A little bit.
Just saying. Atlantis, Asgard, you know. So we now know there's going to be a sequel to the Suicide Squad and also a Gotham City Sirens movie, which will be great, right? Is that going to be the sort of not Enchantress, Huntress, Catwoman, Harley Quinn?
Yeah, it was. If I'm remembering the series, it was
That was Birds of Prey. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it was the TV series. Well, they did the comic series as well, but the Gotham City Sirens comic series was Poison Ivy and Harley and Catwoman, I think.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I don't think Huntress was involved there.
No, I think she's Birds of Prey. That's what I was thinking of. Was all the characters with that.
And they haven't.
Well, that's cool.
They haven't said officially that who else is going to be in it other than Margot Robbie is returning as Harley Quinn.
Oh,
of course. But
Uma Thurman as Poison.
Yeah. Oh God. We shall never speak of that again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting if they go with the comics and include the other two, and if we get Catwoman, who's going to play her.
Right.
Because again, that's an iconic role that
has had seen its stars already.
Mm-hmm.
So we could have a brand new one. I mean,
I would figure we would, because Anne Hathaway played Catwoman in the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, but they're separate, so they would probably want to go a different way with somebody.
Yeah. Halle Berry again.
Oh. Again, we shall not speak of that again.
Eartha Kitt.
Eartha Kitt.
She was the best.
She was awesome.
Yeah.
She was absolutely awesome.
And she sang Santa Baby, so you can't go wrong with that. But we also know that David Ayer will be directing, and then Margot Robbie is not only starring but also executive producing, so she got cash.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. Yeah.
Which is great because she'll make money off the toys. And then we also know that a Deadshot movie with Will Smith will be coming out as well.
Yeah, that
2018 though. I'm sure.
No, I think that one's 2019.
Okay, all right. That's still great.
Yeah, the fact that it's there and because you kind of know, it's Will Smith. If he's in the movie, he's going to be, if not a lead, like a co-lead.
Totally.
And he's Will Smith. He's very charismatic. He's going to kind of own the screen when he's on it.
So it's going to be him and it's going to be like the Deadshot that we know, like some of the first stories of Batman and Deadshot, right? Wasn't Deadshot hired to kill him or to kill somebody else?
No, I think he was hired to kill Batman. Yeah.
So no doubt there's going to be some sort of origin stories between. I like this that they're doing these sort of one-off films that have they're almost like larger episodes of a Batman TV show.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool.
Yeah. His first appearance, he was
a while back, right?
It was in a tux and a top hat.
Yeah.
Did not look like the Deadshot that we know.
Yeah, like a G.I. Joe reject. Right? Like, what's with that costume?
Yeah.
And like the wrist-mounted gun. Like, okay.
Yeah, which is physically impossible, but it looks really cool.
It does look really cool. Yeah.
It would tear your wrist up, but.
And our long wait may be over. According to Trailer Track, Consumer Protection BC has just classified a teaser trailer for Blade Runner 2049.
And we should have in a week.
Oh man, I'm so excited for that. And then that's going to have Ryan Gosling in it, right?
He is the lead.
It'll be Decker 2.
Basically,
Decker Jr.
2.0. It's going to be essentially like a passing, just pretty much like Force Awakens.
Oh, cool.
It'll kind of be him passing the torch on to somebody else.
Well, I hope Decker turns out to be a replicant. I mean, I think that would just be.
Well, they need to explain how he's still around then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because that's. I mean, I think he is, but then the fact remains. Okay, how is he still around for the sequel?
He's got good coding.
Yeah,
he's got a sound logic board.
We hacked the code.
Yeah, somebody oils him regularly.
Oil can.
The footage is timed at just under 90 seconds, and it should arrive at some point over the next week or two. So we're going to have
It's not a full trailer. It's just a teaser.
Well, that's all right.
But hey, I'll take it.
If we get a sense of the music, if we get some sweeping city shots, and then a couple of moody close-ups with some steam and neon, I'm fine.
Yeah. Yep.
That's it.
Yeah. That's yeah.
And will people be smoking? I would just want to know.
That's a good question.
It's a huge part of that movie.
Yeah.
It's smoking because it's noir. It's future noir.
Exactly.
So unless they vape or something.
Yeah, they could do that. Yeah, but that's an interesting thing, and that some pictures that we have seen, I think it was from Entertainment Weekly.
Mm-hmm.
There's machines that clean the acid snow out of the streets of L.A.
Acid snow?
Yes.
That sounds incredible.
It's not acid rain anymore.
It's like a
acid
Sharknado.
Snow. And it's snowing in L.A.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is LA like still attached to the U.S.? I feel like
that's a good question. I mean,
like
yeah. It may be Lex Luthor's plan to separate them. He blew up the San Andreas Fault.
Meanwhile. Well, that's exciting. I think we're gonna I'm just gonna hold my phone out and wait for you to be like, oh my god, text.
Yep. It'll be there. I've already typed it. It's just waiting to hit send.
Oh, exactly. Trailers out. Yeah.
But they were some people were saying that it's probably time to go along with the movie Passengers that's getting ready to release.
Right.
Kind of the same style of movie. So they want to release it around then to capitalize on it.
That makes great sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's Jennifer Lawrence and
Chris Pratt.
Pratt.
I really want to see that movie too from the trailer. It looks really good.
And apparently there's a clip floating around where like she totally punked him on TV.
Oh yeah,
he got revenge.
They've been doing that on their press tour. They keep going back and forth. Like he'll take pictures with people or wanting to take pictures with the two of them, and he'll crop her out of the picture each time. There's only like half of her or something like that. So they've been going back and forth the whole time.
Nice.
So
that's good.
Looked like it'd be fun to hang out with them. So.
Oh well, I mean they got comic book cred, so they're good to go. And then the last bit here on our movie news is we got the Spider-Man Homecoming trailer. Holy crap.
That was awesome.
I mean, I think it's going to be a fantastic movie.
I think, and Michael Keaton he changes the whole thing because you're watching it. It's fun, and he's a kid, and he's having fun and all this, and all of a sudden he goes, "I'll kill you," and everybody you know.
It was like Mr. Mom all over again.
It's just like, but it's just you're like I said, you're sitting there watching it, and it's all fun, and you're hey, it's cool, he's doing all this stuff, and then all of a sudden, some dude looks at you, and I mean it's Michael Keaton, so dude knows how to play creepy.
Yeah, did you see Birdman?
I still have not seen it yet. No,
man, that's such a good movie.
Yeah, I need to see that. But yeah, he nails that. He's just like, "I'll kill you," and everybody you know. And it's just like, holy crap, that's just badass.
Absolutely gangster.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So we'll have the nice mix of like a really kind of like goofy, very much like we expect Spider-Man to be, fun, accessible, teenager, cracking jokes like we read in the comics, and then really dark villains who are not dramatic dark, they're just dark.
Dark, yeah.
Which I think is going to be a nice mix because like honestly, I've not been excited about the Spider-Man movies. They've been like a little less of my favorites to go see.
The first one, first Tobey Maguire one, was good. I liked it.
It was,
and it slowly went down. And I liked
Willem Dafoe made that.
Yeah,
with, being a great Goblin.
Yeah. And I liked Albert Molina as Doc Ock in the second one.
Yeah, that was.
But it had problems.
Yeah.
And then the third one, again, we just shall not speak of it. There's so many problems in that one.
Yeah. Oh. Well, and then when they went for the black suit, like they just ruined it. They just ruined it.
Yeah. But I like Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. I think he played it well. I think he played it better than Andrew Garfield. In the Amazing Spider-Man,
right?
He seemed more believable. You wanted to give him a hug.
Well, we knew Toby for years, right? From being a kid actor.
Yeah.
Garfield I'd never heard of, so he was like a unknown Spider-Man. But
I think he played it too cool. Because I mean, Peter's supposed to be
nervous,
almost cringeworthy. Like you watch him and he's doing stuff, and it's just like, oh, dude, he didn't just say that, did he?
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost he's just so awkward that it's until he puts the suit on.
Right, and then he's
confidence.
Exactly.
Yeah, it goes through the roof. But when he's Peter Parker, he's just, like I said, almost cringeworthy to watch him,
Yeah.
the way he acts.
But I mean, Kirsten Dunst, I think, may have been the best MJ. I mean, they're gonna, right? I mean, we're gonna have a whole new one.
I assume. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, we get Gwen Stacy. I mean, I feel like they gotta start.
I don't know if they've said
looking into that.
I know there's a kid. He's not named Genki, but he's based on the Genki character from Miles Morales Ultimate. The heavyset friend of his that you see in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's not named Genki, but that is almost as if Genki walked out of the comics into the kid who's cast looks just like him. The way he's drawn.
They wouldn't do that on by accident.
Yeah. Oh no. It is. It's absolutely.
Totally
It's given him that kind of character because he knows who he is, but he's there with him to be like, dude, you're fighting the Avengers or and stuff like that. So it's very much
sounding board.
Yeah, it's very much a sounding board and very much a kid sounding board.
Because Peter's never had a friend like that.
Yeah,
he's trusted nobody really.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah, but Miles has that friend who he can talk to, and so they've taken that character and put it in the movie,
cool.
Which I think is a nice mixture of the two.
So you've read the new stuff and like have that connection. I've only seen Miles in like the Secret Wars crossover and stuff, so I don't know like too much about that. But I appreciate that you're getting this insight that like maybe they're bringing so much more of the complexity of Spider-Man now. Yeah,
because I mean it is.
Maybe they even kill him.
Yeah,
and then do his ghost. Right?
When you have new characters like that. And you start making movies and TV shows, you have to kind of acknowledge the other characters. And like the Flash TV show in the 90s, they chose to do Barry Allen, even though at the time Wally West was the Flash,
right?
In the comics, they chose to do Barry Allen, but his older brother was Jay Allen as a tip to Jay Garrick. And in the TV show, anytime he ran, he had to eat loads and loads of calories, or else he would his blood sugar would drop and he would pass out. That's something that Wally had in the comics. So they took
Barry never had that.
Yeah, he never had. Yeah. They never really thought about that, but it's something they included with Wally. It was kind of they gave it as a little bit of a weakness, but it also became kind of a quirky personal affectation. It's like he's constantly cramming burgers in his mouth.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I remember those scenes where he'd be like, "Oh."
Yeah, he's just jamming burgers into his mouth constantly.
Yeah.
So they I mean, when you have these different versions of the characters, it's nice.
Take a piece here, take a piece there, and make a conglomerate. But it's still the soul.
And I mean, Spider-Man's been around over 50 years now.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff to pull from.
And most of it being very new in the last decade or two.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Well, cool. I mean, that's all over the internet. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, do it, right? Because it's going to be a super exciting.
And the wings. He had the little spider, web wings.
The little webby glider.
Which is definitely a classic, I mean, throwback to...
Spectacular?
Was it Romita that did that, or was it?
It had to have been Romita then.
Or Ditko. I don't remember. I think.
I don't know who had the glider.
I think that may have been something that was added when Romita took over.
I feel like it might have been because it's pretty old. I remember seeing in some older Spider-Man stuff that he had that.
Yeah, actually, come to think of it, I think the cover of Amazing Spider-Man #1 has that.
Yeah.
Has the webs under the arms. Yes, it does.
All right then.
Yeah, so it was boom right from the beginning.
Cool. So then that's a nice classic trope that they brought back in. Nice.
Yeah, but it looked really the entire trailer looked really, really good. I'm really excited for Homecoming now, and seeing him incorporated into the rest of the Marvel universe. You can't talk about the trailer without mentioning Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark.
Yeah, I know that the fact that they're doing the back and forth pollination now is like, it's good.
And the final shot of the trailer is the two of them, Spider-Man swinging through and Iron Man right beside him. So they're obviously teaming up at some point to fight something. So
awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
And he's the whole scene where he goes to open the door for him, and Peter thinks he's hugging. He's like, "Oh, this is not a hug. I'm opening the door. Get out." Again, just like that. It's cringeworthy to watch.
Well, then they've got it right.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, but yeah, I'm getting really excited for Homecoming. It looks really, really good.
Nice. I'll borrow the Blu-ray when it's time. And we got one piece of TV news that's kind of huge, actually.
Yeah.
It's for our newest favorite upcoming show. But Sonequa Martin Green, Sasha from The Walking Dead, has been cast as the lead in the upcoming series Star Trek Discovery. Her character hasn't been named yet, but she will play a lieutenant commander with caveats. So she'll go to the dentist.
Yeah, I want to know what that means. So, okay, because they specifically said lieutenant commander with caveats. Does that mean she's been higher and then demoted?
Probably. Yeah.
It would almost have to be.
Yeah, she's like on probation. There's got to be something that's cool.
Yeah, and so right there it enters in a little bit of character mysteries. You're not sure what.
Well, because every captain commander has always been clean, except for Kirk. But not at first.
But even then, no, he had a tendency to buck a little bit
of everything.
When he was coming up, he had a tendency to kind of go his own way, but he was a highly decorated officer.
Right. Well, I guess didn't he demote himself so he could command the Enterprise?
No, they did. They did that at the end of Star Trek 4, Voyage Home.
They took away his admiral status.
Yeah, and made him captain again so he could command a starship.
Well,
which is what he needed to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So we'll find out what that means. She may have been a captain, right? Lieutenant commander is one rank under commander?
2. Because there's lieutenant commander, and then captain.
Yeah. So Data and LaForge are lieutenant commanders.
Yeah, exactly. And she could have commanded a ship at the commander rank.
True.
Just a smaller ship.
True.
Because
Riker?
No, Worf was the captain of Defiant, but he was only a commander.
That's right.
If it's a smaller ship, you can do that.
You can, yeah. Nice.
You're still technically a captain of the ship, but you're not a captain in rank.
Nice. So if you make salads, you can run the show, but we really need a chef.
Exactly.
I got it. But we've got some others cast, including Doug Jones as an alien science officer. Ears.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Probably
Vulcan.
Yep. Michelle Yao as the starship's Shenzhou's captain, and Martin Green's superior officer, and Anthony Rapp as the franchise's first openly gay character. And then we have Chris Obi, Shazad Latif, and Mary Chifo have also been cast as Klingons. And we were talking about that earlier, right? That if this is going to be true with continuity, then they need to not have turtle heads.
Exactly. Yeah, they need to, because in Enterprise they explained, and we talked about this a month or so ago when I did the look at the Klingons.
That's right.
For the 50th anniversary of Star Trek. They explained why the Klingons in the original series.
You're holding back laughing every time we say Klingons.
Stop it.
Because in your mind, you're like,
they're around Uranus.
They are. They're on the rings.
Stop it. But they explained in Enterprise why the Klingons in the original series looked different.
Yeah, looked more human.
I mean, the real reason is because they didn't have the budget.
Of course.
But
the fun reason.
The fun reason is, or I guess you say the canon reason is there was they tried to genetically engineer to make super Klingons.
Like Khan.
And like Khan. And they ended up screwing up and making a viral infection that went throughout the Klingon race and made them look more human.
Right, removed all that original skull architecture.
Yeah, so that's why the Klingons in the original series looked like guys with bronze makeup on.
Well, they alluded to it in the what was it, the Trouble with Triplets,
Trials and Tribulations,
right on Deep Space Nine, and Worf like just sort of brushed it aside, like this is something we do not speak of.
Yeah, and that's what we were looking forward to, that because they're going to have to address it. They're going to have to address that those are Klingons and he's a Klingon, and they're going to have to explain it.
And why is he wearing that like bandana?
Yeah, exactly. And they did not explain it at all. It was like you said. He just went, it's something we do not speak of with outsiders. Damn it!
Come on, man. Throw us a Sarlacc bone. Wrong universe.
Wrong universe.
Wrong universe. But that does it for our movie and TV news, Timmy.
All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to have a spin of the comic rack.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Show your allegiance to the Ninja Troll by following us on social media. On Facebook at facebook.com/Ninja Troll Digicast. On Twitter at Ninja Troll Show. On Instagram at Ninja Troll Digicast. And find us on YouTube at youtube.com/C/Ninja Troll Digicast.
What have you done with those plans?
Or you can always contact us at ninjatroll@digitaltuxedo.com. You should tend to it quickly.
I hope so, Commander, for your sake. The Emperor is not as forgiving as I am.
Your weekly dose of the Ninja Troll Digicast.
All right, welcome back to the Ninja Troll Digicast, and we have to talk about the Charlotte Comic-Con that we just did on Sunday? It was Sunday, yeah.
Last Sunday.
Days are blurring together for me. I had the distinct pleasure of sitting next to a guy named Michael Urey, who was he now currently does a magazine called Back Issues magazine, but he was during the 80s, I believe, he was an editor at DC Comics.
Yeah.
And he left DC and went to, I forget, he was at Comico before he went to DC. Then he went to DC. Then he went to Dark Horse afterwards.
Cool.
So I'm sitting there talking to this guy, and I realize he has edited a lot of the books that I was buying back when I was really into comics and was like collecting fiercely. He edited a lot of the ones that I was buying.
His kids went to college because
exactly. So it was just really cool, and he's a great guy to sit and talk with. And his
where's he from? He's local, right?
Yes, he lives in Concord.
Oh, man.
So that was the thing. He left.
The convention was in Concord.
Exactly. So it was awesome for him. He was he was right there. But yeah, he grew up there. He left to move out to. We talked about this the other week, where Dark Horse is Portland, I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah, he lived out there for a while, and then he got out of the business, so he came back home, and he does this Back Issues magazine is a magazine that's like perfectly suited for us. It like digs into it
old
mainly
school stuff.
it mainly sticks to the Bronze Age, which is 70s and 80s.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like real in-depth looks at stuff they did. And this guy's got the connections in the business to get interviews with Denny O'Neil. And he actually worked for Dick Giordano.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I noticed like Andy Smith walked by and they shook hands. Yep. Sort of towards the end of the con.
And when Andy walked off, he was like, yeah, I remember him when he was just getting in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, man, when he had hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw some pics of Andy on his birthday of him back in the day. He looks so like bright. I mean, he's a very attractive man now.
Yeah.
An excellent
All is
shape.
beautiful, baby.
He's so beautiful. But man, he was so like wide-eyed and like, hey, and like punk rock, like kind of like,
awesome,
spiky and stuff.
And he also told me a little story about Rob Liefeld.
Oh, what was that?
He was, I think it was Green Lantern, He was working.
I know Rob drew for DC. I thought he was only a Marvel guy.
No, he did a little work for, and he had left, and he said that Rob called him one day and said, "So when do you want me to come back and save Green Lantern?" It's very cocky. He's mellowed a lot, and he did say that. It's like he's mellowed a lot, but he was 22 and had been
very celebrated artist.
Yeah, had incredible success. A lot of it went to his head, and he had a tendency to be a little bit of a jerk occasionally.
He's a little guy,
but
right? Rob's a little short guy.
But he said, he's mellowed a lot, and he's, from everything I've heard, he's much better to work with now. But it was funny to hear that story.
His eyes with dollars.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it was so great to sit next to him, and as far as I'm concerned, to sit under the learning tree all day and listen to him tell stories, and he actually edited the Ambush Bug.
You're kidding
Nothing
me.
Special.
Really?
Yes.
Oh man.
Because
we talked about.
I had exactly.
Yeah.
I had the first issue of the Keith Giffen, Kevin Maguire Justice League series. I had done a art piece and had that laying on my table. And he pointed it out, and he said something. He was talking about Keith Giffen, and he said there was a lot of people that was very angry about that series because they didn't want the Justice League to be like a comedy thing. And Keith Giffen has a lot of comedy in his writings, and that's part of why that series is still as popular as it is now. Kevin Maguire's art, for one thing, was phenomenal. But also Keith Giffen's writing makes a lot of people very nostalgic for that. And he said that he worked with him a lot on. He said, and he mentioned Ambush Bug, and I said like the Ambush Bug, Nothing Special, and he said, yeah, I edited that. I was like, that's awesome. I'm probably one of the few people that bought it, but I love that.
You got to get him to sign some of your stuff.
I know, yeah. I don't have any of the stuff that I used to have. That's the problem.
I know. Everybody likes it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the age-old tale. But
so I think it was awesome that we both brought our daughters. This was like a first for us. Is that like and it wasn't just like, we brought them for a little while. Both kids stuck out the whole day.
Yep.
And like I was just proud of both of them. I mean, they, and also Addie entered the costume contest.
Oh yeah, I didn't
with the helmet that Emma made her.
Yeah. How'd she do in the contest?
I mean, she didn't win, but I think she got a lot of love.
Oh, cool.
Because she had the completely homemade costume from Five Nights at Freddy.
Yep. And
there was another kid there who was like Foxy, or I guess one of the characters, who like the helmet was built almost the same way that Emma's was. So I wonder if like there's a tutorial out there or something for the style, yeah. And it's like they look great. Like the two of these kids look fantastic. But my moment of the con, and I will say this con was a little light. I thought like with a holiday con, like we were just going to be like overrun.
Yeah.
It wasn't as much traffic as the summer, frankly. The summer was a really good show. And also it didn't have there were some artists who weren't here this time that I think usually come.
Well, it seemed like to me that overall there were more artists there because we were packed in there.
True, but not like bigger artists.
I had my full foot and a half of table space that I could sit.
I know it. Yeah.
I mean, and in August, a lot of guys didn't show up, so a lot of people had like full tables. And,
maybe that's why we made so much money.
Maybe
could be just too many damn artists.
But yeah, I felt really like kind of hemmed in.
Yeah.
But
well, I think the moment for me that really was incredible was I always paint at the con. I bring a painting that I start and then I finish it there and see if I can sell it there. And I have my back to the crowd, and I hear somebody come up and go, "Wow, this is really beautiful." And he goes, "Hey man, who are you?" And I turn around as Bud Root.
Oh wow!
And Bud's like, "Hey, I know you."
That's what I was about to say.
You're Mike. And I was like, "Hey, I know you. You're Bud." And he's like, "Wow, man." He's like, I didn't know you could do this. You're really starting to come into your own." And I was like,
"Awesome."
Damn, Bud. Like, that's a huge statement, and because I saw him, he was walking around. I noticed him from afar and stuff, and he was sort of, perusing everybody's tables and stuff. And it just shocked me. I mean, like I I don't know Bud to throw compliments around, like,
Yeah.
I mean, he's a classic dude.
Yeah.
And his work is impeccable.
And he's been around for
35 years,
30 years.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just doing still art.
Yep.
Like, he doesn't have a job. Like,
Yeah.
he just pays the bills doing his art.
That right there is impressive.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, I was just like, I didn't feel so bad for not selling as much stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But man, I mean, it was a good show, like, I'm definitely looking forward to the upcoming shows, MiniCon coming up in January. I guess we'll do Charlotte Comic-Con again in March.
Yep.
That'll be the next season show.
Yeah. I've got one in January in Shelby.
Cool.
I'll be at Shelby Comic-Con January 21st, I think it is. And I've got one in February as well, as I check my schedule. I think it's Statesville. Yeah, February 4th is Statesville.
Oh, cool. That's not too far from me.
March 4th is Morganton. And then the next weekend is Charlotte.
Cool.
Yep. Yes, it's a lot of fun. I did Morganton actually the week before. Again, Morganton is the week before a Charlotte show, and it was really good too.
Nice. Are they going a couple times a year too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're doing a couple, and I don't know if that's really wise for that size of a town. He had 600 people. Is how many he had coming through.
Wow.
So it's not a huge con.
No.
But I did okay. So
nice.
I mean, it's not bad. It's one of those areas that usually where in Morganton you'd have to go to Asheville or you'd have to come to Charlotte to get a Comic-Con. So now they're getting stuff there, and
that's good.
They're
they
pretty
saving
cool with
gas money to spend on you.
Exactly. They can give to me.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we had a lot of fun, and we just wanted to give a shout out to Rick and Dave who put on Charlotte Comic-Con. Always do an incredible, always do an incredible job.
Dave is retired now.
That's what I was about to say. I saw Dave, but I didn't get a chance to talk to him to see if he missed the store.
I don't think so. He's so happy to sell all that stuff.
And he still, I mean, when he was closing up, I went down there in his it wasn't the last week, it was a couple weeks before he actually ended up closing. Mm-hmm. And he had bought more comics from somebody that morning. I was like, why are you buying comics if you're closing the store?
Yeah, he can't stop.
He can't stop, exactly.
Can't stop.
Yeah, and he's still doing the cons and
I'm sure his own collection too. He'll sell off and keep fluid and everything.
Yeah,
just the infrastructure is crazy.
Yeah, it's just one of those things you can't stop doing.
But congratulations to him. I mean, that was the first comic book store I went to when I first moved to Carolina.
Oh, cool.
Because I used to live in Fort Mill. So it was awesome.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Well, now let's take a spin of the comic rack.
Meanwhile, back at the Cathedral of Wisdom, it's time for the comic rack. Hey, nice rack.
Knock it off, perv.
No, it's the latest news from the enormous world of comics. Right here on the Ninja Troll Digicast.
All right, first thing, DC's first big post-Rebirth crossover event hits stands next week, and it is Justice League versus Suicide Squad. It looks pretty good. You're going to see members of the Squad square off with the League, like Batman, Deadshot, which we were talking about earlier, nice. Harley and Wonder Woman, Enchantress and Superman, because she's going to go for him because she knows he has the vulnerability to magic. And of course, they're going to square off and fight, but as usually happens, there's going to be a big bad that they combine together to defeat, who is Maxwell Lord. He is in the
what's he doing now?
In the Rebirth world, he is like a human, almost like he is in Supergirl. He is a human supremacist, basically, saying that we don't need aliens here, we don't need metahumans. Yeah, so he's against all of them. So he puts together his own team that's ready to take down both the League and Task Force. That's hard to say. Task Force X. Maybe it's just me. His team includes Dr. Polaris with the ginormous headpiece still in place.
Oh my God.
Emerald Empress, Rostrum, Johnny Sorrow, who was a JSA
really?
villain.
Okay. All right. Sounds like it.
Yeah, exactly.
Johnny Sorrow.
Killer Frost for her
cool.
Rebirth debut, I guess you'd say. And as far as I'm concerned, most importantly, the classic Lobo.
Awesome. So not like hippie Lobo.
Not the metrosexual Lobo that we got in the New 52.
Picking his teeth with
the big chain and the hook and the whole deal.
Oh man.
Yeah, the biker's back in full form.
That's awesome.
And it's also was said in an interview with the writer Joshua Williamson that, quote, someone will go boom, and that you'll be surprised who it is and who pulls the trigger.
Ooh. So
that could be.
I think it's Johnny Sorrow. He just seems throwaway.
He's the red shirt.
He's a red shirt on Star Trek. Yeah, Yeoman Johnson.
Yeah, that I think any of the of Maxwell Lord's group, as far as I'm concerned, are pretty expendable, because Dr. Polaris is almost the only one that I'm even a little bit familiar with.
Yeah.
So,
Killer Frost.
Oh yeah. I forgot about her. Yeah, and Lobo, but nobody's killing Lobo.
Nah.
So, and he says, you'll be surprised who
pulls the trigger.
Lobo wouldn't surprise you.
Mm-mm.
So, and actually, none of his team would surprise you. So it kind of leads me to believe that it may be part of the Justice League.
Ooh, maybe it's Batman because he doesn't use guns. It's like.
That it's somebody's gonna die, and
that'd be great.
You'll be surprised who kills them. So the surprise, Suicide Squad, you would not be surprised if they killed somebody. Maxwell Lord's team, you would not be surprised. So
it's got to be JLA.
It's got to be somebody on the JLA. So, but it's got me intrigued. There's actually DC did a trailer for it that included the interview. With Joshua Williamson, so they're pushing this pretty hard. But it looks pretty good. I'm interested to see it. It comes out. Issue 1 comes out next week, and it goes weekly until January 25th.
Cool. And do they have a name for this crossover yet? Or?
Justice League versus Suicide Squad.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
And actually, I think they're rebooting, or not rebooting, but they're relaunching the Justice League of America title.
Standalone. Cool.
So that this will lead into that. I think it's gonna. I think they're gonna have some new members after this is all over with.
Nice.
So, but yeah, I'm really interested to read that. And I was telling you about this before we started recording. Jason Latour, who is a Charlotte native, co-creator of along with Jason Aaron of Southern Bastards.
Right.
This dude is a badass. I love this guy.
Oh, what's happened?
The newest issue of Southern Bastards that comes out on January 11th will have a "Don't Be a Bastard" variant cover, and the proceeds from it will go to charity. This is part of the ongoing Roberta Tubb variant series with different artists doing their own rendition of the protagonist. But this one is specifically in response to a controversy from Mockingbird, which is the Marvel series. Recently, Mockingbird writer Chelsea Kane was harassed and threatened on the Walmart of social media, Twitter, after a cover showed the character Mockingbird wearing a shirt that said, "Ask me about my feminist agenda." So apparently, everybody living in their mom's basement decided to attack her on Twitter, to where she just cut it off for a while.
What?
Exactly. Yes.
Who does this? Why are people just angry? It's a comic book.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Twitter allows them to do things with no face,
with impunity, but in public.
Yes,
but you still have a name associated with the account.
But you don't have to. That's the thing. You can be completely anonymous on Twitter.
Can you? I mean, you have to have an email address. I feel like they can somehow.
Yeah, but they don't give out those email addresses, and you can. I mean, you can get an email address from Google.
Yeah, I guess for free. Yeah. Without giving
so,
information. Wow.
So
right.
it allows people, like I said, who live in their mom's basement and not in this century, you can just sit there and spew their hate and threaten her life and threats of rape and all this stuff. It was just ridiculous. I mean, it drives me crazy when stuff like that happens. But Jason's response to it was to come up with a cover showing Roberta, the protagonist of the protagonist of Southern Bastards.
Right, Earl's
she is
daughter.
the daughter of Earl.
Right, and she's a Marine, right?
Yes,
or a soldier.
Yeah, she just came home from overseas. The cover will feature Roberta with carrying her dad's big stick across her shoulders, wearing a shirt that says "Ask me nicely about my feminist agenda."
Nice.
Jason Latour says he did receive numerous complaints and backlash, but tweeted, this is a quote, "Sorry, but if you're threatening to drop Southern Bastards over our charity variant, don't let the door hit you where the Lord splits you. Just hilarious when people think Southern Bastards is suddenly doing something out of character, political posturing. Do you even comic book, bro?" Even if Jason, Aaron, and I weren't fully philosophically behind this charity variant, which we are, what reader thinks it's out of character for Roberta? If nothing else, Bastards has made an effort to show how complex life is, even for broken assholes. So take that whiny baby man shit elsewhere.
Wow.
How awesome is that?
Wow, that's
But
owned it.
He makes a hell of a point. If you've read Southern Bastards, how is that out of character?
Well, they did a Confederate flag edition.
Yeah, that was
charity edition.
The other charity edition that they did.
Right.
After the Charleston shooting?
Yeah, because they took the flag down. Right.
Yeah.
From
it was
from
after
the Capitol.
It was after something like that, a big event like that, and they did a charity cover, and but the same thing with this. It's like. Obviously, by what he's saying, people were accusing him of just doing it to do political posturing. But obviously, those people have never read Southern Bastards. I mean, it's exactly in character for Roberta.
Yeah, I mean that story takes everything you think you know about a certain type of person from a certain type of place in the U.S. and puts it on its head, and you don't even know what's good and what's evil.
Yeah.
After you read this story, you're just like, oh.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's an incredible series.
It is.
Eisner Award winning also.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure that
Fantastic.
they did. Yeah.
Well, good. It deserves it for art and story.
Yeah, and like I said, just reading something like this makes you love it even more. And Jason Latour, even more. He's absolutely awesome.
You know, we got to start doing caricatures of Carowinds. I'm just saying. It's a true story.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
think somebody sat down and
just
like,
start somewhere.
Like Earl.
That would be awesome. Can I draw you with a 2x4?
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that's
a really great story.
An awesome story, and it needed to be out there. And the reason it came around is horrible, but something came out of it to kind of shine a little light on jerks like this who do stuff like that.
Yeah, all this shaming and
it's ridiculous.
And angry. Yeah, that's political posturing.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Anonymous Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
The Walmart.
That's exactly what it is.
That's brilliant.
So, okay, in March of next year, Marvel will have a line of Venomized variant covers, including Black Panther, Deadpool, Ghost Rider, Thanos, and more.
Nice.
All as if they were
Venom.
Yeah, infested with the alien symbiote.
Nice.
Also, at the same time, Venom, the series the new Venom series with the new host is, I think it's Lee something. I've forgotten.
Yeah, I've forgotten.
But after issue number 6, they're going to do Venom number 150 because they counted, and that's the 150th issue of a Venom comic. And apparently they're just playing around and hinting at it. But we may have a visit from every host that he's ever had. In that one. It's going to be they said it's going to be a double-size issue. So that could be interesting stuff.
Absolutely, especially if it jumps from one to one.
Yeah.
That'd
Which
be
it probably
pretty
will.
wicked. Oh yeah, we'll see everybody flex in their own way. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and that was the thing. You can't really say it corrupts everybody because it.
It's like an evil extension more than anything.
Kind of, yeah. It intensifies them, but kind of freeing them up, freeing the evil side of their personality. Guys like Eddie Brock had no problem with it.
Yeah, he was already a crook. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it was, I think
Peter was the first host.
Peter was the first one, and it started, affecting him badly.
Right.
And he got rid of it. But somebody like Eddie Brock was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, sweet.
And Flash Thompson, actually, it benefited Flash mainly because he was a quadriplegic.
Right.
So, because he had been in a war, and when he had no mobility at all, so this gave him the opportunity to have that again.
To do it, yeah.
So, but that should be interesting. It should be a big Venom celebration.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see Ghost Rider.
Yeah, with the symbiote. Yeah, I feel like that's too much fighting there, like internal fighting
weird,
inside there. Deadpool's going to be great.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they're doing the what do they call it? Deadpool Back in Black, the series, as if he
was the host.
He was the host
instead of Brock.
Yeah.
No,
it was before it went to Peter. It's coming out of the Secret Wars that Deadpool did.
Awesome.
Supposedly it came to him first, and then it went to Peter.
Yeah.
So, and we will see the Young Justice version of Aqualad in. I'm sorry. We saw the Young Justice version of Aqualad in DC Universe Rebirth.
The water swords. And,
Yeah, we saw just a little bit of him in the one-shot DC Universe Rebirth. Now he makes his full debut in Teen Titans #6, titled The Rise of Aqualad. That's going to be in March. And also on that same vein, we are getting a season 3 of Young Justice.
Nice.
They're working on it now, but they've warned, listen, don't get too crazy. It's going to take a while because they have to, the animation takes a long time.
Yeah, it's like anime. I mean, it's really got that high end. Yeah.
So it's not they've said, okay, we're going to do it, but just so you know, it's going to be a little bit before before it shows up. It's going to take some time. So, in Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows #2, which is a follow-up series to the miniseries that was during Secret Wars. It was in a portion of Battle World where Peter and Mary Jane had a daughter named Annie, but in their world, superpowers were illegal. It had been taken over by Regent, who killed all the superheroes and absorbed their powers. So he was like this giant, jacked up dude with everybody's powers.
Wow.
So this series follows up, and it's set in that world. So Peter has shared his powers with Mary Jane, so he'd be able to.
How did he do that?
I forget now. He came up with some contraption to
siphon off power.
Let him share his powers, because Annie, their daughter, has powers, and she's starting to come into him, and she's growing up at the same time. So it's like, okay, I need some help here.
Yeah.
So he gives Mary Jane some of his power, so she becomes a superhero, and she got her superhero suit in issue 1. Now she has her name, Spinneret. Horrible.
How about Mommy Longlegs?
That would be awesome. It'd be much better than Spinneret. Which I understand that's actually like a part of a spider's anatomy. That's what makes the webs.
Oh, okay.
But how does that make sense?
It just doesn't.
It just doesn't.
It just doesn't make sense.
It's just bad. Just bad. But of course, I mean, there's been so many. There's
Silk.
there's Silk, there's Spider, like 14 different variations of Spider-Woman.
Right.
So I can understand they wouldn't want to go with that, but I don't know. It's just not a good name. Spinneret. It's, I don't know.
Okay.
But maybe they'll come up with a better one soon.
Mommy Longlegs.
Mommy Longlegs. That's not bad right there.
I'm saying.
it's pretty good. And Wolverine, the new Wolverine, Laura Kinney, X-23, whatever you want to call her, or as Marvel calls her, the all-new Wolverine, has been given a costume redesign with a new armored suit. This comes from the amount of times that she's been hurt or taken out of action. Just because she has a healing factor doesn't mean she enjoys pain. So she armored up the suit a little bit. It also helps for stealth as it's dark. It's like 2 varying shades of gray, dark gray.
It looks good.
Rather than the bright yellow.
Yeah.
Makes more sense that way.
Yellow and blue, yeah.
But yeah, it also makes, and that was always the thing with Wolverine. It was like, yeah, he got shot. Oh, he'll heal. Yeah, but it still hurts. It kind of sucks. So it makes more sense that way. So
interesting.
But it's about time that her suit, she's been around for a while now, and she needs her own suit because her suit was a variation of Logan's, and I think they didn't want to go too far at first, but now she's been around, she's been accepted as a separate character. Give her a new outfit to get her own identity.
Yeah,
basically.
Absolutely.
So
I think it'll give her more ninja like capabilities.
Yeah.
I guess
maybe she'll earn that third claw on each hand.
I'm interested about this armoring though on the suit, like that. Yeah.
I wonder if it's adamantium.
Yeah, an exo and endoskeleton.
Yeah,
that'd
be
be
interesting.
Kind of amazing. Yeah,
would be cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is a spin of our comic rack. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to take a look at the Invasion crossover.
Where does it get those wonderful toys?
Want to find out all you need to know about the Ninja Troll toys? Head over to NinjaTrollDigicast.com. There you can listen to our latest show as well as find all of our previous episodes. You can also find our minicast, small bite-sized versions of our showcase and exploring the multiverse segments, and find out more about Mike and Tim. And while you're there, click on the subscribe to iTunes button to make sure you never miss an episode of the Ninja Troll. That's all at NinjaTrollDigicast.com.
Wait till they get a load of me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ninja Troll Digicast proudly presents The Showcase.
All right, welcome back to the Ninja Troll Digicast. This is our showcase segment where we take the Ninja Troll spotlight and shine it on a subject. This week, it's the Invasion crossover and the mid-season finales of our of the CW
favorite shows,
Super Legends of Flareoverse.
Tomorrow,
yes,
girl.
So this was the Invasion was a comic series from I think it was 87, wasn't it? Something like that?
Let's see. 80s Invasion was from 89.
89, okay.
Yeah.
With, I think, Todd McFarlane drew it.
Yep, Keith Geffen and Bill Mantlo were the writers, and then Todd McFarlane and Bart Sears.
Oh, nice.
Did the penciling, and Keith Geffen did layouts.
He usually does. When he does stuff, he'll do like really really basic layouts, and
then let the artists sort of build on that.
Yep.
And then a small little tidbit here, which is kind of interesting. Looks like one of the inkers was Dick Giordano.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he's the third listed one, but yeah, he's definitely credited.
Yeah, a lot of times back then he was an editor there. So and a legendary artist and inker himself.
Totally, yeah.
So
when he could,
it was like we need somebody to finish this up. I got it.
Yeah, right.
No problem. Cool,
honey.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was in '89. That's where the original series was, and then We
much different story than what we got on the TV show.
Basically, it was the aliens. That's the Dominator aliens. That was what we got.
And right, that's it. Because there was Darkseid's included in the comic book series. Green Lantern Corps, Spectre. I mean, there's a lot of Superman was even supposed to be in this, but they did do a couple things that were similar, right? With the, maybe why don't we jump in?
Just go ahead and take us through it.
So we started with the that Monday night with the Supergirl episode, which you commented in the beginning had very little to do with the crossover, which was totally true. It was like the last 5 minutes.
Exactly, yeah.
But they uncovered some other things going on with Cadmus and working more, evolving Mon-El. And then it was like Thanksgiving, right?
Yes.
Because Helen Slater played a big role in the whole episode.
And Kara heated up the turkey with her heat vision.
Which was great.
It seems
weird.
A little odd.
Yeah, why isn't there like one spot that's
one spot
nuclear?
Would just be like
super, But also, what's her sister's name again? Alex. Came out to the family, right? Which I think was sort of a big breakthrough. We haven't had many gay characters on these shows, but we're having more and more go on, right? Who are either out already, like Mr. Terrific.
Yep.
Or who themselves, like Alex, then sort of go through that process of revealing who they really are.
It was funny. We were watching Arrow this week's or last week's episode of Arrow, and all of a sudden
his
Paul was there.
Yeah.
Right. And all of a sudden Emma goes, "Wait, Curtis is gay?"
Yeah.
It's like, you have not been paying attention.
Yeah. Hey, he mentions it.
He mentions it a lot.
Quite a bit. Yeah. And then now we, I guess, did Jimmy come out as Guardian?
No, because
Wynn kept trying to push him.
Wynn was actually he decided he was going to do it, and they told Alex, and she went no, because I've got an announcement, and you guys are not stealing my thunder.
That's right. You're not going to. Yeah, that's so funny. Right at Thanksgiving. Oh man, that was funny.
I'm going to ruin Thanksgiving, not you.
No. Yeah. So then Cadmus during this, which was ironic because like this virus that was supposed to kill aliens right in the vicinity, it was so weird. Like because that's what the Dominators were ultimately trying to do, was to use a device to set out like a bomb that killed or neutralized every meta's power. Which, all right, I guess I'm not sure why they did it this way. It was just a little weird.
Yeah.
And then I guess we got Barry, right? Barry and Cisco.
Yes.
Like you keep seeing wormholes open, and then they don't happen, and then finally one opens at the end.
Yeah, you can see a couple times they tried to open breaches to their world.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't work until the end.
Right. And then that's kind of it, right? Where now they say, well, we need help. Right.
Yeah.
Remember when I helped you? Well, I need your help now.
Yeah.
And she's like, what are we up against? So, all right. So the first thing here, like the one thing that I want to take issue with is that like Superman's such a huge part of the original Invasion story.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't we call him?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Because he exists, or Martian Manhunter,
or quite frankly, why didn't he go with her? Why didn't she call her cousin? And as far as the rest of the crossover, why wasn't she more a part of it?
I don't know. I think because they had to feature more of the other heroes.
She was, and I understand why they did this in Arrow. She was basically like it would count as a cameo appearance.
Yeah.
But Arrow is very reality based and down to earth. So having her in that is just weird. So I can understand.
Yeah, because she would just sort of end it. And then also Oliver kind of tried to put her in a box.
Yeah.
Which I was like, well, why? Like she could crush everybody. Why?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? It's just weird. And then the other thing too is that like the Daxons are a huge part of the Invasion story as well. The comic book.
Yeah.
So Mon-El would have fit perfectly. So I thought that was wasted opportunity.
Yeah.
Like I it's fine with like Martian, fine, but I don't know. I just think that that world served this invasion story the best. And I think that honestly, in order to get the other characters to work, it just took so much more to omit that they had to let the legends help, let the other folks help. So it was like, all right. So I think we could segue to talk about Flash, right? So so the Dominators sort of attack Central City. That seems to be like where the major invasion is happening. Barry heads over to Star City and then gets Green Arrow. And then that the Dominators, the battle against the Dominators is bigger than they thought, right? They track down now the legends, and Barry and Cisco create a breach to bring the secret weapon, right, Supergirl, into the mix. And that sort of form up of everybody was so cool.
Yeah.
I thought Barry was a really good, leader trying to get everybody together. But the one thing, and I'm jumping here, but is that recording that the legends found of Barry saying, "Don't trust me."
Yeah.
Which I was like, ooh.
Oh,
what's that mean? What's going on here? And then I think we'll talk about the mid-season finale, of course, where Barry goes to the future.
Yeah.
But I think some really cool things are gonna still to come, and I think they had to lay the groundwork.
Yeah.
For that here. So I guess with the Flash episode, what were some of the bigger highlights? I think that Wally was kind of ready. Because HR was helping him.
I cannot say that without hearing Puffin stuff right after.
Yeah, right.
That's just me.
I mean, and he kind of is. He's always carrying drumsticks and stuff, and
he doesn't drum, but yeah, he's carrying drumsticks.
I know. I'm waiting for him to be like somewhere, but
have him play.
It's too expensive.
Once. That's all. Just to justify him carrying the drumsticks.
Or if he got a bunch of lab equipment and did bring the noise, bring the funk.
Show us that he actually can drum, so it explains why he's carrying them.
Yeah. All right, but I have to say the funniest thing of all is the old hall that Star Labs owned.
Oh, that was meanwhile back at the Hall of Justice.
That was
I loved that.
That was a giant cheese ball rolling down a mountain.
Yep.
It was awesome, and
I loved every bit of it.
It looked so beat up too, like it had been just sitting around. Yeah,
it was awesome.
They really just owned that with that one.
How is he paying the taxes on all this stuff?
Yeah,
because it's property taxes for these things. Star Labs, that place. What else is out there that he owns? Because Harrison Wells willed it all to him.
That's right.
So it's his now,
so
but you still have to pay property taxes.
I know. Yeah, right. Unless he worked out some deal. I don't know. But I guess, I don't know, with Flash, kind of what else? It seemed to just set up more that they were able to track aliens now with with the ships, and that I think they were starting to realize that it was a diversion to this other device type of thing. So maybe we can shift here to talking about Arrow, right? So this was Arrow's 100th episode.
Yeah.
Which was major for a comic book show.
Yes.
Gosh, it's kind of amazing.
It's huge.
Yeah. But I guess at the end of Flash, don't they all get zapped up?
They did. Yeah, they were beamed up by Scotty at the end of
Scotty Dominator.
That's right. Yeah. At the end of that episode.
Yeah.
And Arrow starts in essentially
a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is
it was a shared dream.
That's right. That they all were in one dream reality where everything that they always wanted in life came true.
Yeah.
So yeah, Oliver never goes on the Queen's Gambit, and he's about to get married, right?
Yeah, he was marrying Laurel.
Yeah.
And
he goes and talks this to Lance, right? Yeah. Diggle's the Arrow.
Diggle is the Arrow. Felicity's helping him, and she is with Ray.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else was?
And what building? What building do we keep seeing?
Smoke Technologies.
Smoke Technologies, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
That was the kind of the tip off that something was wrong, that shouldn't be there. Let's see, who else was? Diggle, Thea. Thea wants to stay.
Right. She doesn't want to give up the whole, because the parents are alive, right? Moira and Robert are
yeah.
alive, and they even say like, "Why would you ever want to leave?" Sort of hinting that like this is a fake sort of pacifying reality.
Yeah.
And
we got Deathstroke.
That's right.
But not
for like a second.
He never said anything. He stood there with a sword and that was it.
And he was just frankly a really bad fighter.
Yes.
Right when
so
they finally
it wasn't
did
a real Deathstroke.
fight. Yeah, right. I'm trying to think. I thought the Arrow episode was the better one of them all.
Yeah.
Because it had the most action.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get them out of that sort of warp reality, and it took Oliver to sort of say like, no, I don't want this.
Yeah.
You know, like my life is the way it should be in real life, for them to sort of break the whole connection. How did they eventually get out? Now the whole thing, I forgot.
They got and Dig got hurt on their way out, because he was stabbed in the dream, but it still hurt him.
Right.
In reality.
Was it Supergirl who helped get them out? Yeah, because she stayed behind.
Yes, I think it was.
Right, and they had all been taken up, so it was her, and she was with somebody else too. Wasn't it like Wild Dog or something?
That seems an odd pairing.
Yeah.
But
I forget that they get rescued by the remaining Arrow team and Supergirl, I think, as well. And then we finally end the crossover here with our Legends episode. So they finally learn about the Dominator's plan, right? Because don't they capture one and then they sort of get it to like
they go back to the 50s?
Right.
They go back and they
see the first time the Dominators came to Earth.
Yeah, and they capture one and talk to it, and then that is essentially he remembers them in the present, but that's part of why they're back. Yeah, I think if I remember correctly.
Well, that old man, right, who was like the DEO person then, who cut a deal with them or something, and
yeah, with the Dominators.
Yeah,
and it went all Wizard of Oz because they had to surrender Barry.
Yeah. Right,
but
he's the reason.
And Flashpoint was the reason they were there, because he was obviously posing a danger to his world. They wanted to make sure he wasn't posing a danger to the rest of the universe.
Else. Yeah.
So they just joined the growing crowd of people that are just crapping on Barry the whole time.
Pretty much. I mean,
but Cisco came around finally, thank God. Maybe we'll get our usual Cisco back again,
instead of being so moody.
Because he's been mopey and moody the whole time.
All right, bye, Barry.
Yeah.
But he keeps seeing Dante. He keeps having these sort of images of Dante, and we got one of those during the crossover. But then later on, there were more in the mid-season.
And that
finale.
was the alchemy was the stone was doing that.
Right.
So he was seeing that, and that was weird. It'll be interesting to see how that resolves, whether Dante will remain dead, and whether he'll have to deal with that, or what they're going to do, where they're going with that.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem. It takes away what made the character endearing in the first place, which is his comedy, which is his energy,
t-shirts.
his t-shirts. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, his energy is a big part of the show. And if you're wanting him to play this, then he can't do this other.
No.
So you're robbing a big part of the show.
Right.
And again, everybody just crapping on Barry for doing something. It's like, okay, yeah, I know I screwed up. I wanted my mom to live. Now Stein has done the same thing.
Yeah, right. And he's got the aberration.
Yeah, his daughter.
Of his daughter, yeah, which I guess he inspired his younger self to be a little more daring with the ladies.
Turn on to Barry White.
That's right.
Show some love.
Yeah. Boom. But this is really cool. The the actor who plays Stein's daughter, I actually know. Her name is Christina Bercato, and she's from Oceanside, New York, and I knew her high school and college years. Yeah, and even then, she had already been acting. She was in a movie called Valley of the Dolls, which was some weird cult.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, it was like it had like the girl who was in like Ghost World, and it was like one of those really strange. But she played like a mean girl.
Okay, Valley of the Dolls was 1967.
Oh,
I don't think that was it.
No. Is it Welcome to the? No. Let's see. Welcome to the Thunderdome. The Dollhouse.
Oh, I do remember that one too.
Yeah, that's what it is. Welcome to the Dollhouse. Yeah, because I thought Welcome to the Dollhouse was a Victorian. Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, I remember the trailer for this. The girl with the big thick glasses.
Yep, she looks like a young divine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Christina was in this. Let's see, Bercato. She played Cookie, who was a character in that film.
Cool.
And like when I had met her, she had already done this film, and like was starting her whole acting career. So I saw on Facebook, because we're friends on Facebook, someone said like, "Hey, I saw that you're listed as a cast member for Legends of Tomorrow," and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to be on that show for a little while." And like I just wrote like, "Holy crap!" like exclamation point, like giant fanboy, you know. But like I mean, she's doing a great job on the show, and I think like you know she kind of fits the CW. She's been in different teen dramas and stuff like that before, so that was just really cool to see. You know, like one of my favorite TV shows, somebody I know. I mean, like, yeah. Awesome.
And speaking of that, I remember. I don't know if I don't think you've ever watched Designated Survivor.
No, with the Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland, yeah. Kara Wooten, an instructor here who does some stunt work and acting. She's going to be in, I think, the episode that comes on Sunday.
Really? As playing a character or doing stunt?
I don't know. It just said it came out in our little newsletter thing, Q News here.
Cool.
Yeah. So she's going to be. It said she's going to be in that episode. So I would assume you'll be able to see her.
Fantastic. Well, she's badass. So
oh yeah, absolutely.
Be great.
Yeah,
wow, that's incredible. Cool.
Yeah, but that's neither here nor there. Got nothing to do with comic books. I just thought
if we can get Jerry onto Supergirl, that would be. I would just round it out or Game of Thrones. You know,
that'd be awesome.
Jerry played with Walker.
He would have fit in perfectly.
Right. Yeah,
it's back to the.
All right,
crossover.
so the crossover ends pretty Pollyanna, right?
They're
like the Dominators are like, okay, we will leave.
Yeah,
and I guess that's that. But you know, in the actual comic book story itself, a couple things sort of were a little different. Obviously, there was an alliance created by the Dominators and other alien races. Securing Darkseid's non-interference by assuring him that they would not destroy the planet and thwart his quest for the anti-life equation, assassinating many former members of the disbanded Green Lantern Corps and attacking the Omega Men. Right, the Alliance launches a massive attack on Earth, overrunning Australia and establishing a base there. And then, like, the Spectre appeals to the Lords of Order to allow the magicians to do this. So we had no magic in the show.
Yeah.
So that was not even close.
Yeah, that was a lot of stuff that we haven't even touched on in the shows. There's no way.
It'd be a super jump if they went for it. But that Superman leads this massive counterattack against the Alliance base in Australia. But then there's Daxamite observers who come to watch the invasion, who basically like thwart his effort because they realize now they have the powers of Kryptonians from the sun, and they kind of stop him until they figure out basically that they can combine forces, and then they go against the Dominators. But the big thing, the twist in the story, is that a young Dominator aspiring to prominence amongst his people manages to isolate the metagene in humans that enables a person to develop powers. On his own initiative, he develops a gene bomb, a device that bathes the Earth in an energy that affects every metahuman exposed to it, causing them to lose control of their powers and fall into a coma. Since the point of the invasion was to harness these beings, not eradicate them, the Dominator is imprisoned by his own government, and a group of heroes unaffected by the gene bomb, led by the Martian Manhunter, managed to take information from the Dominator's mind, crucial to reversing the effects, and then they restore everybody back to health, and yay, we're all good. So a little bit of a different story, but still borrowing some of the main themes. Like I think the gene bomb was clearly in the story that we saw on TV. We never got a young Dominator aspiring for greatness, but we did get the one Dominator who gave up the intel and he just spoke English, so we didn't have to.
Well, it was telepathic, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. Who was able to read his mind?
I think they projected it into
all the heroes.
Oh yeah,
all right. Yeah. Well, fine with that.
It's easy explanation.
But other than that, it doesn't seem that there was really anything else from that story that was brought over.
Yeah.
To make this, I think it was just in name only and in domination only. That's really, really it. But I thought it was exciting.
It was, yeah.
I would say that probably Arrow and Legends were the better episodes.
Yeah. Well, Supergirl her episode barely had anything to do with the crossover. It was just setting up at the end. It was like Barry coming in and going, "Hey, come help us."
Was it because Arrows wanted to really have the 100th episode be amazing? Do you think they
maybe
sort of eclipsed it?
Well, I think it was. I mean, Supergirl was barely part of it. It just set it up because it was. They showed up at the end. Then the Flash episode was then in the spot to set everything up.
Right.
So you had to take the Flash episode to get everything in place, so you could have the Arrow episode and then the conclusion in Legends. So it was just the way it was structured. Unfortunately, the Flash was the setup episode.
Yeah.
But I think it was all fun. It was fun to watch them interact together, and most of them knew each other except for Supergirl.
Right.
And what I think, and increasingly. Mick is increasingly my favorite character.
Funnier and funnier.
Yes. Calling her skirt and telling her to call him was awesome. It was just totally him.
Yeah, she's like, Heatwave? Why do they call you Heatwave? He's like, I burned my parents alive.
My parents and I like to set things on fire.
Yeah.
Okay. It was just...
And perfect. Ray's got the suit back, like I think it's great that he's the Atom again with the even better Dark Star Matter.
Why does Steel need an armored suit?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's got steel skin.
Yeah, just wear like a
t-shirt would be fine.
With a
make a design on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be an armored suit. Doesn't make any sense.
Strange. Yeah, it's a little strange. Yeah. Well, just in case, because the steel will come off him and he's vulnerable. So it could just be the protection if for some reason he's knocked out or something.
For some reason it comes back. Yeah.
He wouldn't be shot. Or, I need to think about these things too. But you're right. But I think he as a character is like, he's really coming into his own.
Yeah.
He's a great leader.
In the mid-season finale that I actually watched this morning.
Yeah.
Him and Ray sniping at each other was very funny and very well done, I think. That's the thing with Legends. It's one of those you kind of have to – it's a time travel show, so you kind of have to ignore some things because some things are not going to make sense if you think about them too hard.
Yeah.
But if you kind of have to put a pin in that stuff, just watch it and enjoy it. And that's the biggest thing. It's an enjoyable show. And Leonard Snart being back.
I know.
He's just a figment of Mick's imagination.
But it's
or
so
is he?
Good, yeah.
Because we know that the bad guys have went and found him, and he's part of their crew. So is it a figment of his imagination?
Right. Is he showing up for a second and going?
Yeah.
I mean, because the new bad squad is Thawne, Damien Dark,
and Malcolm
Merlin. Yeah. Do you want to talk about the mid-season finales then, since we're already sort of in that space?
Yeah.
Well, why don't we start with Legends, right? Because it was the Al Capone, 40s or 30s,
20s,
20s, right? The Prohibition time.
Yeah.
And
I loved it.
Yeah, right. Chicago. The Chicago Way was the episode.
Yep.
And I guess they're trying. So they show up to help Capone, like basically draw out the legends, right, in that time, because it's like a giant aberration otherwise if he's successful.
He becomes he gets elected mayor.
Right. Yeah, of Chicago. Yeah.
Yikes.
Well, I mean, we've seen stranger things happen.
That is true.
And I thought that was just a fun episode, but the real sort of kablam was at the end. We saw a version of Rip, right?
Yes.
Like, what was the context of that?
He was directing
like a movie
about Rip Hunter.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So that was the thing, because you see who you think is Rip and being shot at, and he's like, Rip Hunter, stop where you're at, or something other. But then he yells cut, and you see that that's not Rip, it's a dude,
right,
like an actor,
stunt double, yeah.
And then you get a close up of the director, and that's Rip.
But and he looks different, and then he has an American accent. It sounded like I didn't pay
attention to that
accent. Yeah.
So
because he said like cut, he's like, "What's wrong with you people?" Like he sort of had this.
He does, yeah.
Angry,
come to think of it, yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, he didn't sound British there." Like, what's he doing? Yeah, he's really hiding in time.
Is he stuck there hiding, or is he stuck there and he doesn't know who he is?
It could be, right? Could be. But I mean,
it was 1967. I think it was
when they went to that new location.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he must know something because he's directing a movie about himself.
Yeah, that's true.
Time travel, so that was kind of interesting. What else was some big things? So we got Snart coming sort of into the mix a little bit.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
Slow talking bastard.
Yeah.
I love him.
Hey, Mick. Yeah, I know. He does a great job, right? Wentworth Miller.
Yes.
What was? Well, I guess Vixen was pretty instrumental, but she was saying, "Oh, I used to dream about this,"
back in the 20s, because she's from the 40s. So, and she's never been to Chicago.
Right.
And I love the part about Ray trusting the police.
Yeah, right. Like
it's like, Ray, this is Chicago in the 20s, the most corrupt police force ever
in history. Yeah, right. Yeah, because he's like, I'll go with you guys, no problem.
Yeah, fine. He's with the police. Cool.
Yeah, no sweat. And then I guess Stein sort of coming to terms, like, does he want to get rid of this daughter character or not?
Oh, he doesn't. He has already decided he doesn't. He's just not mentioning it to anybody.
No, right.
So he finally comes clean and tells Sarah.
Right.
And she makes the decision to go, you know what? We fight for family. That includes yours. So, because now, I mean, he has full memories of her now.
Right. He didn't have those crazy, like, I'm falling down, I can't get up moments.
Yeah.
And she's also brilliant. So she, like, adds to the strength of the team.
Yeah.
So I think, like, you can't just take that away.
Yeah.
Like, if she was just there, and then that was it. I mean, she's turning into a Jessie Quick, you know, like, but on the science side of things.
That's cool. Yeah.
So I think I really appreciate that. All right. So I think the winner of the mid-season finale of this past week had to have been The Flash. I mean, with the Jay Garrick running, Savitar, we found out who Alchemy is.
Yeah.
Right. The whole mystery of
that.
You kind of saw that coming, didn't you?
Yeah. If you didn't, then you're not paying attention.
And Tom Felton is a classic villain.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
there was a little twist with it because he was blacking out. He didn't know what he was doing.
Right.
So that was an interesting twist on it.
That was cool because then they accepted him back in, like post, kicking out the evil spirit junk.
And Barry gets his job back.
That's right.
So
that's right.
And
I think paid him taxes.
Yeah, exactly. He's got to pay his property taxes. All the Hall of Justice. Yeah. Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice, the taxes are due.
Yes. Yeah. Right. I'm just gonna leave this bill here for you, Barry.
But the one of the biggest things at the end, Wally got his suit.
That's right. They finally accepted him. Yeah. I mean, I'm so excited because like that was the ultimate Flash episode, right? Seeing Jay, seeing Barry, seeing Wally in action. I mean, and then with the suit, I mean, it's like I just can't wait for them to all be doing something.
And Jay is now Jay. He's his full character
and really a mentor.
Yes.
To Barry, like which we were hoping for with season 2.
Yeah, and he wasn't that much. And we talked about that. It was like, okay, he's not that much older. He's only been doing it like a year or two more than Barry has. So he's not really that much of a mentor. Now Jay's been around. He's talked about, he mentions little stuff like that. He used to fight, and he's got a trickster that he's been fighting forever.
Oh, which we
Mark
saw.
Hamill,
Yeah, we saw him.
with as the weird, almost Joker trickster for his world with the crazy teeth.
I know, and a dark eye. Yeah, they really hammed him up. It was really, but with the catching the bullets with the helmet.
And the helmet.
Oh man, that was
really
all
cool.
Great campy stuff.
Yeah.
They should just do a Jay Garrick spinoff. I think
that would be awesome.
Great. Yeah.
And John Wesley Shipp in an interview talked about how he's playing the Jay Garrick character as an older version of his Flash from his TV show.
Oh, well, that makes great sense.
It makes perfect sense.
I just wish he'd eat more. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, he now, I mean, when he first they got him out of the Iron Mask and he got his suit back. We talked about it when that happened. It was like it didn't fit him properly. Mm-mm. It looked weird. Now it looks perfect on him.
Yeah,
he looks absolutely perfect as Jay Garrick.
And they did this shot where like Jay and Barry were running in the particle accelerator to get enough speed to throw the stone into somewhere in the Speed Force.
Yeah,
and like they did this shot, and like Jay looked like he'd come out of the comic, because I know it was the CG version of him like running, but like I was just like, they just nailed it. Like it just looked perfect. So
yeah, and I liked
really
the way he's doing the part. He's playing it as if he's been in this part for 30 years, which if he's playing it the way he's saying he's playing it, he has.
He has, yeah.
So yeah, it's and then the first time I see the three of them on screen together, I'm gonna be like a little 6-year-old kid.
Oh, I have to hold my phone up. Yep. Exactly. Get ready for the text. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
And then what really happened? Was there an Arrow?
Yes.
Mid-season finale.
Yes. It was huge.
Happened? Did I not watch this? What
Prometheus?
Happened?
They chased down Prometheus.
Right.
Figured out. Well, they thought they figured out who he was. He thought it was somebody that Oliver had killed during his the whole time when he was the Hood and he was killing people on the list.
Right.
They found several clues that led to that person, and so they thought, it's him. But they go to the warehouse where he was, or where they thought he was, and they found human remains. They checked those remains. That's the guy that the Hood killed. So it's not him.
Well, we thought it was Lance for a while.
Lance
woke up with one of the shurikens.
Oh yeah.
Like on his table, and he was bleeding.
I never.
Yeah, he's too drunk to be.
He's too drunk to be doing that. Yeah, and he has no training. I mean, that guy was
as
heavily trained.
Yeah, yes. as Ollie was.
So yeah, that wasn't Lance. There's no way.
Yeah.
But
I guess they figured
out. Yeah. They figured out that the guy that he killed, I think his name was Justin Claiborne, I think maybe. He had a son.
He was on that list.
He was on the list that his dad gave him. But he had a son, not legitimate, but he's now coming after Green Arrow for killing his dad.
Yeah.
And he sets him Felicity's new boyfriend, who's part of the super task force crime thing that they got going on. Yeah.
Right. I remember because she was drunk at the party.
Yes.
I remember. Yeah, okay. Sorry. I must have been zoning in and out during this.
She tries to warn him off going after Prometheus, but he does anyway because he's a cop. That's what he does. It's his job. And he gets taken by Prometheus. Oliver goes after him, and Prometheus dresses him up. Billy, I think is his name, dresses him up in his outfit with a speaker on his chest so it looks like he's talking, and Oliver kills him. He fires 3 arrows into him, then realizes he just killed Felicity's boyfriend. Oh. Yes.
Damn.
That's pretty hardcore.
Oh man! All right, I gotta watch this now.
Then
I think I might have passed out as this was happening.
You must have, yeah. Then Oliver goes back, and he is essentially he's ready to quit at this point because he's done. He has to go and tell Felicity, and he explains to her what happened, and she immediately goes, and Diggle as well says, "This is on Prometheus. This is him, not you." And Evelyn was working with Prometheus all the time.
No, the reporter.
No.
From
Slack Canary.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, she gave up. She gave everybody up.
Yes.
Yeah, all their identities too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at the end of the episode, Slack Canary. That's what you called her. That's awesome. Diggle gets a call from Lila, and says she was at the safe house with
Baby John.
And he gets a call. Says, John, you got to get to the safe house. There's something wrong with John, or JJ, I think they called him. So he goes. He gets there. There's soldiers waiting on him. He's recaptured. Oh man! I don't know whether that was a trick, whether it wasn't really her, or whether she was forced into doing it, or what. But he's captured. Let's see what else.
So Evelyn's captured too.
Evelyn's gone. She's not captured by Prometheus.
Oh.
She's working with him.
Okay, so she's okay.
Yeah. But they leave. Oliver comes back into the Arrow Cave, and Laurel is there. And she goes, "Hi, Ollie," and then that's when it fades to black. And you're like, "Wait, what?
Yeah,
is that a figment of his imagination?
Is she from
real?"
Invasion, because she was alive again in Invasion.
Yeah. But now this is not Invasion. This is not a dream. He walks into the Arrow Cave and she's there. Wow. So is it really her? Is it a figment of his imagination like Snart is to Mick?
Yeah. And Dante for
Dante for Cisco.
Yeah.
So what happened here? What's going on? And we've got to wait a month to find out.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right,
but yeah, that finale was very good. Left you a lot of questions, and Supergirl hasn't. Their last episode was that one that led into the invasion. So they haven't had. I guess that was their mid-season finale, but it did very much wrap up a lot of things.
Yeah.
It fixed John's White Martian blood.
Mm-hmm.
That just
right. That was so he was transforming,
washed away.
Right.
They introduced the Medusa thing.
Right.
And Henshaw used like a bucket of Kara's blood to get into the Fortress of Solitude. Apparently that works. I don't know.
Yeah.
And was asking about Medusa, and we saw several shadowy aliens in a ship on the way towards Earth. So we got new ones. Of course, that's not a weird thing in Supergirl's world.
No,
there's aliens all over the joint. There's
that's
like
right.
a whole bar full of them.
Well, yeah.
So, but it did seem to kind of wrap things up almost.
What are they going to do?
Yeah, my thought was, okay, they're wrapping stuff up right before the crossover. Maybe they combine the worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, that was what I thought might happen for the crossover, but they obviously didn't do that. So I'm not sure what they did. Seem to wrap everything up in a nice little bow on Supergirl.
It's true. I mean, it'd be great if they somehow brought in the new gods, Darkseid. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be epic.
I don't think they're going to do that because Darkseid is part of the Justice League. Because they've said that.
Well, I'm just thinking of the invasion story, like the other sort of looming bad guy. I
really
guess I wonder.
Guy.
So yeah.
I don't know if they would incorporate Darkseid
so early
into the TV show.
Yeah,
that may be something. I mean, there's a Flash in the movie as well, so it wouldn't stop them. But I don't know. But yeah, Supergirl seemed to wrap everything up into a bow, more so than the other ones. The other ones was left with kind of a cliffhanger.
Yeah, the
leading
Laurel,
into
the showing of Rip, and then I guess what was the conclusion of Flash?
It was he talked to Ollie about.
Caitlin put the snow. Outside,
oh yeah, she made it snow. Yeah, she took off the.
And Tom Felton came.
Yeah, he came
to have
back.
dinner, but.
Let's see here.
Yeah, what was the sort of ending?
Let me get the synopsis here, because I know there's stuff I'm forgetting. But it's been a week. It's a long time. That was the big thing, was that they've accepted that that Wally is going to be Kid Flash, although he hates the name. But yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Wally did help Barry fight him.
Yeah, I thought Savitar was a great character.
Looks really good.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice to have a villain that's not. I mean, because now the big bad for each season has been a speedster.
Mm.
It'd be nice if it was someone else.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting to see. I remember now what the thing was. Barry went forward in time.
Oh, right. And he saw Iris
get killed by Savitar.
That's right.
And
then he said, "Let's get a place."
Yeah.
And they got an apartment.
Yeah. And they were on Infantino Street.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was where when he popped out, when he went to the future, he came out on Infantino Street.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see stuff like. I love that they do stuff like that. It's cool because Carmine Infantino. If you don't know, Carmine Infantino was one of the co-creators of Barry Allen. So it's fun to see stuff like that when they throw stuff like that in.
Yeah.
To the show.
Nice little details.
Yeah, it's cool.
Streets and companies and things like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. They show Cord Industries all the time.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, you're going to have to pull that trigger. I want to see Blue Beetle.
That's right. We better have Ted.
But that wraps up our look at the crossovers and the mid-season finales of our favorite CWDC universe of all the shows there. Riverdale is actually, they're showing a lot more trailers for Riverdale. I think it starts in January.
Cool. I saw Molly Ringwald was cast for it.
Yeah, she was cast as Archie's mom, I think.
Oh. They can't do that. She's a heartthrob. Well, she was.
She was. It's been a while ago, though.
Yeah.
But that wraps up our showcase segment. Before we get out of here, we want to give our picks of the week. Mine, as I talked about earlier, as I was at Charlotte Comic-Con with Michael Urey, one of my picks is Back Issues Magazine. Like I was saying, it's a magazine that's geared straight towards guys like me and you. It's like real in-depth articles on that era of comic, the bronze era of comics, 70s, 80s, like that.
Rogaine ads. I like it. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's awesome. And like I said, the guy has the connections in the business to get the interviews with guys like Denny O'Neil. Like just flipping through the one he gave me, there's an interview with Denny O'Neil talking about the different stuff that was going on back then. And that was when Denny was he wasn't even an editor yet. He was a writer.
Oh, he's a writer. Yeah, that's right.
So it's fun it would be fun to read stuff like that. I'm adding it to my pull list at Heroes because I think it's going to be awesome to read. So
nice.
But that is my one pick. My other one is Arkwright by Alan Steele. It's a novel. It's a science fiction novel. It's a hard sci-fi. It's based on real science.
Cool.
It's very much like the Martian. It takes technology that we have now, and it's a very wide swath of history. It starts with Nathan Arkwright is one of the big names of the golden age of science fiction, right? With Asimov, Robert Heinlein, Frederick Pohl. He is a fictional writer that's right there in that the golden age of science fiction, and he comes up with a series called the Galaxy Patrol, and but he wants to make sure that real progress is made towards man going out into space. So he starts taking his proceeds, the money he makes from all his stuff, and puts it in a trust. And when he passes on, he leaves it to his children to start the Arkwright Foundation to invest in groups that are working on a starship to go to another planet.
Cool.
So it follows the family. It starts with him, then you have like a jump and it's his children, and then you have a jump and it's his grandchildren, great grandchildren, all
on his idea.
Yeah, exactly, all on his idea, and it goes on through history. It's a very, very it's very well written. It's very good, and like I said, it's hard science fiction, so it's not we jumped through a wormhole and we just got where we were going that easy and that quick. You have to it's a real concept that has been worked on, how a spaceship would work with a big beam sail. It's a giant, like football field size sail that catches microwaves. So there would be an emitter here that would just launch those, and it just push it. The sail would catch it, and it would push it along. That's or cool. Pull it along, basically.
Yeah.
So it's a real concept of that is a theoretical concept where this could work. So he took that concept and went from there. But it's a very, very good good novel. It's an Arkwright by Alan Steele. Just finished it cool. A couple of days ago.
Nice. So I don't have anything new and crazy exciting, but I am absolutely in love with Justice League Dark. I just got the first volume of that. It's the new 52, so it's a little bit old, but it's a Justice League. Yeah, it's old new 52. It's a purely magical squad. I mean, you've got Zatanna, Deadman, John Constantine. You've got June Moon and the Enchantress separated and then reunited.
Oh, wow.
Really cool. And then a lady named Madame Xanadu. And it's a really, really interesting series.
Got a mask?
Yeah, it's like a half mask. Okay. And it's a really, really dark series. And I'm loving it. I mean, it's just...
And there's the new animated Justice League Dark animated movie is coming out soon.
That's why I jumped on it, because I thought, like, I want to know something about this. I don't know a lot about these characters, so I wanted to sort of really invest. And that's coming out, I guess, in a month or two, animated.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
And it's got a rated R rating, because it's going to be, because it's pretty messed up, the story.
Oh, yeah.
Really messed up. Possessions and...
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Dark, nightmarish stuff.
Well, yeah, Constantine alone, he routinely goes to hell all the time. So it's...
Yeah, he goes there a couple times in this one. But, but that's what I got.
We got a mention of that on Arrow one time. They were something, I don't know, some villain was, or something was going on where it was magic, and somebody asked Ollie, well, what about Constantine? Oh, no, he's in hell.
Yeah.
No, really, he's in hell. And then they just kind of like...
What do you even say?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, all right, I won't argue with you.
Okay, that's... Yeah.
You're just talking about Constantine.
All right, well, that's going to wrap up this week's edition of the Ninja Troll Digicast. Remember, for all the latest news from all around geek culture, make sure you follow us on social media, facebook.com/Ninja Troll Digicast.
On the Walmart of social media, Twitter at Ninja Troll Show.
And Instagram at Ninja Troll Digicast.
You'll find us on Snapchat. No, we're not on Snapchat. We're on YouTube at youtube.com/C/Ninja Troll Digicast.
And you can always visit us at ninjatrolldigicast.com. And while you're there, click on subscribe to iTunes, the subscribe to iTunes button to get the Ninja Troll on iTunes. Make sure you join us next week. Same Ninja time, same Ninja channel.
You've been listening to the Ninja Troll Digicast. Tune in next time when you'll hear Mike say,
"Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb."
This is the Ninja Troll Digicast, the defenders of all things geek culture.
Don't go ninja, nobody don't need ninja.